Hello Aquarius and welcome to your August 2019 reading. I almost said June. Maybe look at your June. I don't know. YouTube deleted a lot of my videos because I cursed in some of them, and I don't have too many subscribers at this point, so I mean, take that as you will. But anyway, there's something about June though. There's something about June. This is for Aquarius, yeah. Check out the June reading. I think that's still up though. Check out the June reading, but this is for June. This is for June. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of August 2019. My name is Aaron. Welcome to my channel, Uplishka Extravagantinity, and I am an empath and a clairvoyant, so I do receive messages, energies, and feelings from spirit, and it's about conveying it because this is a general reading. It's for a lot of you. It's for a lot of you. So because of that, just bear with me, please. It's just about sifting through the information. I've already pre-shuffled my cards, all of my cards, to clear them before moving on to the next sign. So the shuffle that I do now is just to concentrate on your energy and to open myself up to spirit to receive the messages that they wish to give you. Spirit, like high vibrational beings, so that I can relay messages that you may need for guidance. Alright, so Spirit, what messages do you have for Aquarius for August 2019? Aquarius, August 2019. Huh. Interesting. Thought so. For Aquarius, August 2019. August 2019. Really look at my June video. I feel like my June video kind of explains. I feel like I'm going to reiterate myself. Ooh, there's a strong message that's going to come through today, Aquarius. Today. Or I feel like this is going to strike a chord with one of you. Like a really strong chord. Ooh, there we go. It's a little bit better. Alright. Alright, so here. This here, because I feel like that's, Alright, I've already flipped that over, so I guess that's what we're doing now. So this will be, beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. And then we'll have cards on the side for your advice for each part of the month. And this is just more so, because at the bottom of the deck, there will be the overall message that you're supposed to take away from this, or the overall messages that you're really supposed to take with you and meditate on in this reading. And the cards that fly out are just cards that explain those cards. Like they just kind of like cards that they're clarifiers, pretty much. That's how I take it. Like that's how Spirit has explained it to me. That's how we communicate. That the cards that fly out are the explanation of the overall messages that you're supposed to take from them. Why do you need to take it with you away from this reading? Why you need to take it with you from this reading, and so on. But at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Cups. So now I know it looks upside down to you, but to me it's right side up, and I read them right side up. I do read reversals when they do show themselves and decide to be present, because I do feel like it's like yin and yang. You need the good and the bad in order to be balanced and to really push forward. So I do read reversals if they do present themselves. Alright, Spirit, what advice do you have for Aquarius for August 2019? Aquarius for August 2019. What advice do you have for them? Some of you trying to be slick. turn these over and begin your reading. See, and that's the thing. I make sure that all the cards are upright before I shuffle. So I go the extent to make sure that before I shuffle, the cards are upright. When I'm dealing the cards out, when I'm laying the cards out, that the deck is upright itself. And any cards that show up like this, that is my signal from spirit that this card is going to be the topic of the message, really going to be the center point of the message for wherever it should lay. So, yes. Because I do go out of my way to make sure that everything is upright. Like everything is laid, everything is made, um, yeah, everything that is, it's upright when I shuffle, it's upright when I lay the cards down, like, and if it should be, it should come out like that, then that's the way it should be. Alright, so with that being said, we're going to jump into it. As I said before, this is the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. This is your advice, and this is what's going on. So, you have the Seven of Cups, you have the King of Swords, the Lovers, the Moon, and you have a lot of Arcana. Like, I just noticed that. Major Arcana you have here. Some powerful energy. Alright, so you have the Seven of Cups and the King of Swords, the Lovers, the Moon, and the Moon as your advice. So this is really asking you to really just keep concentrated on your work, or keep concentrated on the work at hand. Like to really just moving forward, just to move forward. Like if you're having problems with an indecision, or if you're having like I feel like I'm giving advice to someone who has a high school mentality. Like I don't know why, but that's just what I'm getting. It's like almost it's like exhausting. You know, when you try to talk some sense into like a 17-year-old, it's just exhausting sometimes. But that's not in a negative sense. It's just like, oh, I love you so much. Like, why won't you get it? Why do you keep messing up? But they're still in your corner. They're still there to pick you up when you fall down. They're still there to encourage you to move forward. And it's just like, it's like you're there, you get it. You're there and you get it. You're there and you get it. That's what I'm getting. You're there and you get it. So, but it's just okay. For some of you, I feel like you're trying to mix personal and business, and that just does not. No, absolutely not. There's a reason you don't mix personal and business. It's just messy. It's just messy. That's what I get from the Seven of Cups. It's like it's just messy, and you really need to take like it, you really need to cut like what they're having me concentrate on the Moon card is again like these cards may seem reversed or upside down to you, but to me they're upright, and that is how I'm reading them. Is how I see them as now. If there are times where Spirit, encourages me to like twist them around so that you can see what I see, and when that time comes, you'll see what I mean. But anyway, Spirit's having me concentrate on this river right here, or this pathway in the Moon card, and they're really what they're giving me from that pathway is like there's a divide between reality and illusion. Um, illusion is the yellow dog, and reality is the brown dog. The brown dog representing Earth, the illusion, the illusion card. Because the moon is, and just go with me here. Like I know it's simplistic, but just go with me. Because the moon is yellow, and this dog is yellow. This dog is a reflection, like almost like a mirage, made from the light of the moon. Like this dog was made as an illusion and a reflection based upon that. And what I'm getting from this lobster here in the moon card is that the lobster is more representative of like a cut or scissors, or like there's this very, 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 very well defined line between illusion and reality. And you really need to discern the both of them. Like this, especially with the moon card, as your advice, the moon card is just like I feel like that's like it just for it to show up twice. Like yes, they're completely different meanings, and the magnitude of their messages are the same, and in some cases they vary when it comes to the Lenormand and the tarot deck. But Spirit's having me feel like this is their kin. These are kin. They're kin to one another. Like this moon card is akin to this moon card. Like this moon card talks about jobs, talks about misconceptions, talks about light in the darkness, and this moon card talks about illusions. It talks about misconceptions. It talks about fear, anxiety, misunderstandings, and I feel like these are just kin to each other. Like that is what I'm getting. So you really need to just focus on what's real and not what's like focus on the reality of the situation and not what it can be, but what it is. And I feel like that's where you need this comes in. Like this comes in. You need to take on the King of Swords energy, because I feel like that's this dog. Like this dog is a King of Swords. Like yeah, this dog is a King of Swords, and you're kind of projecting like they're and now they're having me focus on the snake and the lovers. So I feel like that's what this yellow dog is. This yellow dog is the reflection of that. It's the yellow dog is that snake. It's portraying itself as a dog, but it's really a snake. And it's not for your good. It's not for your benefit. Like really, like staying within your mind, staying in that mental space where you're really just creating problems that aren't really there. You really need to stop that, because honestly it's manifesting. It's manifesting by you concentrating on things that have not happened. It's just you're asking for it. Basically you're asking for it. But that's all I feel with this usually, and that's weird because Spirit really has me go into detail a lot of the time, but that's pretty much all they're getting to me. Like really just discern, um, first of all, keeping like mixing business and pleasure is just not. There's a reason why you don't do it, and also creating this fantasy destruction will only will only result into its manifestation into the material world. So, um, and that's the thing. The advice card is that's where the advice card comes in. It's really about discerning, you know, the fine line between reality and fiction. So with that being said, this is that. We're going to move on into the next. Move on into the next week. We don't need these cards. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. In order to overcome that, I feel like what they're giving me is the bird card. So, in order to overcome that, take whatever rumors or whatever hearsay or whatever information that you hear, take it with a grain of salt. Like, take it, but take it with a grain of salt. Okay? Acknowledge it, but, you know, don't give it any weight. Okay, so they want me to turn this around. And this is what I'm saying. Alright, so alright, so this is how I see it. This is how this row shows itself to me. Now, okay, so spirit showing me scales, and when they show me scales, that's my sign. That's my signal for um, balance is needed, or if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. So basically what they're trying to say, like they're showing me the scales when it comes to this reverse Six of Swords. So the thing is that if you do follow the advice that was given to you for the beginning of the month, then this applies to you. But if you don't, then this doesn't apply to you, and um, this doesn't apply to you, and you will just have to skip to the end of the they're giving me that you have to skip to the end of the video to receive the messages that are going to come through here. So, I mean, if you're not going to do the work, then, I mean, I guess come back later and just listen to that message. But for those of you who are going to do the work, this has no value whatsoever. Like, this is fine. This is more so upright, basically. But moving on from that, from the scales, you have the 10 of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Star, and the Tower. So I feel like the Star and the Tower is just more about the stability of all of it. It's more like the Tower is, yes, the Tower in the Lenormand deck is different from the Tower in the Tarot deck. Like the Tower in the Lenormand deck means solitude, it's stability, it's strength, it is maturity, you know, because it stands tall and it stands strong, even in no matter what its environment. Like you can put it in any environment and it will stand tall and it would stand apart and be very strong, very sturdy. It'll be a place for you to find shelter in. Like it's just a wonderful card. And I feel like with the Star, that if you really do the work, that you'll start to see the results. And I feel like that's what the Star and the Tower combination is about. Is that the results? That's the results you're going to see. You're going to be able to see the results. But like whatever, like as I was discussing in the when I was discussing the beginning of the month, like it's just going to have to end. Like honestly, because the scales are out of balance. Like you're going to have to, by putting you're going to have to end something. By ending something, it puts them back in balance, and it puts you back into the energy where you need to be. Like at this point in time, at this point in time, my God, in this influx of energy, at the moment that this influx of energy happens, you need to correct it. And once you correct that influx of energy, you will be put into the energy space in which you need to be, so that this becomes prevalent. Because I feel like if you're not in this space, this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen because this doesn't happen. You're not in this space, and because you're not in this space, you don't realize how good you've got it. Basically, because I feel like okay, so again, these are messages of love, light, and encouragement. These aren't negative messages. They're not meant to be taken in a negative way. They're really just meant to be taken in a constructive way, to really just push you, to encourage you, to tell you, hey, this is the problem, and this is how you can fix it. You know, so that you don't have to have a hard life. Like, so you don't have to have a hard life, so that you don't have to go through challenges that are unnecessary, you know, for your purpose here. Like, you know, this is more so like a heads up. Like, hey, like that's what the intentions, and that is what the purpose of these videos are. Like, you know, there are some negative messages, but those negative messages aren't meant to be um, they're not meant to tear you down. They're meant to show you, like, hey, you know, that's what I meant by, you know, the good and the bad are important, is that you need to understand where the bad is, how the bad came to be, and what the bad is, like what it is. You need to understand that so that you can know, okay, so this is what it looks like, and this is how it came to be. So this is how I can fix it, or this is like let's speak in future tense. In future tense, you know, this is what I went through. This is how I got over it, and I became a stronger person, or I became a better person, or I became a happier person. I walked into a happier life because I overcame that, because I had the strength to overcome that, because I had the clarity of mind to see and appreciate what I did have. You know, it's just in that sense. But again, this is not to pull you down at all in any way, Aquarius. This is not to demean you in any way, but this is what they're having me do. Basically, if you don't do the work in the beginning of the month, this doesn't happen. When this doesn't happen, you don't become in this energy. And when you're not in this energy, you don't see the forest for the trees. You can't really appreciate what you have. You can't really appreciate how far you've come. You can't really appreciate how you are different from the rest, and how you stand out, and how what you have, like, you are so precious. What you have to offer is what you have to offer is so much. You may not, and that's the thing, like if you're not in this energy, you won't realize that, and you will always be in that mental energy, and they don't want you in that. They don't want you. They want to raise your vibration. They really want to raise your vibration. They want you to be in a better place, because I feel like this manifestation, like once you get here, like this is not so like the fire lit under you. This is more so of I feel like this is more so of the openness, like the openness to accept different ideas or different ways of thinking, or the openness to accept the things that you cannot, basically. But in order for that to happen, this imbalance needs to be corrected. This imbalance needs to end, but it needs to end. You know, if it ends permanently, what I'm getting from Spirit is that if it ends permanently, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Like, that is the best result. But Spirit is realistic. Like, we're humans, we're ambidextrous, we're versatile in what we can do and what we can't do. We're like, we can turn our can'ts into cans. We're very versatile as humans. So, you know, it's just Spirit's just trying to get you to this point so that, you know, for some of you, I feel like when when you do become when they if you do the work, and this is able to come to pass, and you are able to step into this energy, I feel like you will start to manifest your stability. That's what I'm getting. You start to manifest your stability, and it will really start to show, and you will start to see results. Like, I can't express to you, Aquarius, how much, like, how they're making me feel right now. They're making me feel like you are the most, like, you are a diamond, you are precious, you are loved, you are enjoyed, you are cherished. Like, you are. It's almost like they're having me like you're my baby. You're my baby. I just want to see you happy. I just want to see you happy. And that's what they're giving me. It's really a lot of maternal energy, and they want you to know that they love you. If no one's told you it yet, you worked hard. You did it. You made the sacrifices. You this Spirit is acknowledging what you've been through, and they're telling you you are a strong individual. Despite what anybody says, you are strong, you are intelligent, you are an intellectual, and you can, and you do deserve. You deserve that better life. You deserve those blessings. You deserve it. You deserve it because you are worth it. You are precious, and you do deserve it. With that being said, we're going to move into the end of the month. So in the end of the month, with the end of, I'm sorry, I just got really distracted. With the end of the month, what I'm getting is that, okay, first let's just read off the cards. The end of the month, you have the Four of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Heart card. So what I'm getting from this week is that, yeah, when you're moving forward, people are going to open up, like, people are going to try. They are going to try. And I feel like, you know what, this is not Spirit, this is me. I'm going to, so that you can follow along and that you can gain some energy. Like, I'm sending out energy of encouragement so that you can move forward with um, love and light, and so that you will, like, this is more so energy of encouragement. This is what I want to do for you, Aquarius. So as you see, I feel like, you know, and it's hard. I understand it. It's hard. It's very hard, um, because when you do try, like, sometimes people aren't strong enough. Like, that's just the case. Like, people just aren't strong enough. So sometimes, when you're trying to move forward, or when you're trying to become, okay, it's cliche, but when you're trying to become a new person and you're trying to change, sometimes people bring up stuff that you did in the past, and that really hurts you. What they're asking you is to really just come from a place of openness, to really come from a place of love and light, and to really just don't give into that. Just don't give into that. You're better than that. You are worth more than what they say you're worth. Like, just don't. Just don't. You are on the slow and steady path moving forward. You are on the slow and steady path to your abundance. You are collecting your pentacles one by one. It may not be at the pace at others. It may not be as shiny as others. It may not be, but sweetie, you know what? Even a diamond looks rough in the beginning. Even a diamond looks rough in the beginning. But, you know, with a little work, elbow grease, some pressure, some lessons, this, that, and the other, downfalls, uphill climbs, blessings, celebration, whatever the case may be, you will end up a diamond. That's what I feel like. This is more so, the Knight of Pentacles is more so speaking about, you know, your ascension. And your ascension. And okay, so what they're giving me a message with the Six of Cups, and the message is that accept your past, accept it. What you need to tell those people who are going to bring up what you did, what you need to tell them is that was me then. This is me now. Accept the fact that I'm trying to be better. Accept that. And if you can't accept that, then this isn't going to work. And that may cause conflict. That may cause conflict. But at the same time, it's better to release those people, to really just let those people walk away from you, than and you know, stand there with your 2 cents. With your 2 cents. And like, I feel like this is more so your 2 cents, and this is what was said. Like, this sword is what was said, and it really just, this sword is what the sword that you use to kind of knock that mentality out of those people, to really knock those ideas of your old self out of those people. This is the sword that you use. This is your 2 cents. This is your grounding in both the mind and the body. This is your grounding in both the spirit and the body. This is the grounding that you have. This is the sword that you use to knock those old ideals that they're trying to stick onto you. It's just not. It's like you just. And sweetie, my heart goes out to you. It really does. It really does. And if this resonates with you, please leave a comment please leave a comment down below, and I definitely will pray for you. I definitely will pray for you. All the love and light, I will pray for you. But that's basically what it is. Like, I don't feel like this follows a lineal path. Like, I feel like the energies are like wherever they may be, or wherever they fall, these energies are so. But yeah, just don't let it. Just don't let it. Know that have confidence in yourself. Love yourself enough to know that you are trying to make a change for you. You're not trying to make a change for Sally. You're not trying to make a change for Barbara. You're not trying to make a change for Jerome. You're not trying to make a change for anybody but yourself. Because at the end of the day, your checks come in your name. At the end of the day, the bills come in your name. At the end of the day, you are the one people call when they need you to work extra hours. You're the one people call when you're going to a meeting. Bless you. Oh, my dogs. You're the one that they call. They don't call Jerome. They don't call Sally. They don't call Betty. They don't call those people to deal with your problems. They call you. So you're fine. You're really fine. My heart really goes out to you, Aquarius. But with that being said, they just want you to move forward. They want you to keep moving forward. Really, really keep moving forward. With that being said, we're going to go on to the overall messages. I mean, you could pretty much guess the overall message that you're supposed to take away from this. But again, I'm going to show you these cards in the way that I see them, or the way that they present themselves to me. So here we go. So yes, so this is how I see it. This is how they showed it to me, or how it was shown to me, or revealed to me. So these are the overall messages that you're supposed to take away from this. Just have confidence in moving forward. Just really have confidence in moving forward. I feel like for some of you, you need to move away from the environment. You need to move away into better pastures, because the ship card is really about movement. But movement in the sense, because here's the thing, like the ship card and the rider card mean the same thing. They're both movement. They're both movement. But the ship is more so about travel, and the rider is more so about a message, or something coming in fast. And I mean fast, quick, in a hurry. Like, the British are coming. The British are coming. Like, it's coming in fast. But that's the thing. They're both about travel. They're both about movement. These are both cards of movement. But this is at the bottom. But the difference between them in this reading is that this one's at the bottom of the deck, and this one is the one that decided to fly out of the deck. So obviously they both want to speak. What I'm getting is that they both want to speak on movement, but they both want to speak on movement in different aspects of the meaning of movement. So this wants to speak on movement about your abundance of happiness, or your abundance of joy, your abundance of just prosperity. And maybe you need to, this is more so advice of maybe you need to move away from that environment. Maybe you need to start looking at apartments outside of your neighborhood, or maybe you need to start making moves or making adjustments, like, oh, sorry, I can't come out Friday night because I have a meeting to go to. Oh, I have an AA meeting to go to. Or, sorry, I can't. Like, just be real. Just be honest. Just be you. If that is your problem, that is your problem. Like, deal with it. Handle your business. Don't worry about what he said, she said, this said, that said. Like, don't worry about it. And I feel like if you ever have an indecision, and the reason I say that is, the reason I hinted towards addiction or like negative things of that nature, like, even though the devil card didn't show itself, like, this is, the fox is more so the devil card and the devil card and the seven of swords combined. That would be the fox card, basically. And that's what the fox card is trying to tell you right now. Like, this fox right here is trying to warn you. Like, yes, the fox card is representative of something sneaky or something sly, someone sneaky or someone who is sly, or maybe a situation that's going to run under your nose or be, but it's done in a very negative way. But I don't feel like, from this fox, I don't feel like it. I feel like this fox literally comes up to you. You don't call this fox. Like, this fox comes up to you and it's like, hey, bro, I actually want to tell you, like, yeah, I'm a sneaky thief, but I want to tell you that there's a conspiracy against you. I want to give you a heads up. That's what I'm feeling from this fox. So it's more of like this fox is stepping up as a representative. I feel like this fox is more so stepping up as a representative of like bad habits, bad maybe addictions, bad habits, things of that nature, things that have slipped away from you, or like people in your environment who encourage these bad habits or encourage these bad thoughts, or encourage this negativity. They encourage it, and the coffin is just like laying it to rest. Like, the picture that I'm getting is that this fox right here is jumping into this casket, and it's looking at you and it's saying, this is where I belong. That's what I get. Like, it jumps into the casket and it says, this is where I belong. You need to lay it to rest. Lay it to rest. Move from it. Move from it. If you need to push these people away, push them. You know who they are. You know who they are. There's no need for this indecision. You know who they are. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. If something is telling you that, this person ain't no good, they're not good. If there's something telling you that there's something off about this person, believe that. Believe that. There's no need to be in this energy. This energy is the same as the fox. Like, this energy, that's what I'm saying. Like, this energy is what the fox is trying to tell you about. It's like there's no need for this indecision. There's no need. The fox is trying to warn you about this energy. Because it's trying to say, you know what, you don't need this. You don't. Fox jumps in to show you, jumps into the casket to show you, lay me to rest. Lay me to rest. And move forward. Say what you gotta say. Say your piece. If they want to, if you say your piece and you tell them, look, I'm not who I used to be. So either you accept me for who I'm trying to be, or you get the step in. You either accept me for you either accept me for my journey, or you cannot become a part of it. Because I am going to new places. I am doing better things. I want a better life for myself. And if that's not a life you want to be a part of, goodbye. Goodbye. Don't need you here. Lay it to rest. Cut it off. Give it a funeral if you have to. Because this is your destiny. This is your destiny. The Emperor is your destiny. So, Aquarius, it is really up to you. That's all I'm getting from Spirit, though. But, they're also telling me... Where did I put... Oh. They're also telling me it's really up to you. See? Really up to you. It really is. Really up to you. With that being said, I love you, Aquarius. I really do. My heart goes out to you. Again, comment down below if you need. I definitely will pray for you. If this resonates with you, just let me know. I will add you to my prayers. I am working on my website, just cosmetic things. I really want you to feel welcomed when approaching me. If you have any questions, I'm trying to set something up so that you can ask me a question. Don't try to be sly and sneaky and try to, like, try to get a reading out of it, because it won't happen. But then again, as I said, like, you will see it though, when my website is up. I do mention in my website that I will not deny anyone who needs help, but I will be using my discretion when it comes to offering my help. Um, yes. So with that being said, all right, Aquarius, good luck and many love and blessings. Oh my God, many blessings for you. All right, bye.